What is the latest news with the Novel Food Act and what's going on over there? I just know there's a lot of chaos happening.
A lot of chaos. Be prepared for a lot more to come about. So essentially, 1st of January 2019, the European Commission declared all cannabinoid extracts a novel food. For those in the audience that don't know what novel food is, it's a food ingredient that hasn't had a significant history of consumption within the European Union before May 1997. And therefore, you need to have a market authorization, a novel food authorization, to be able to legally sell these products. And what that entails is extensive safety studies to prove and to ascertain the safety profile of that ingredient, in this case, cannabinoid extracts, and more specifically CBD. There are about 35 or so novel foods within the European Union, for example, chia seeds, krill oil. And they were relatively simple processes because you could do a literature review and find all sorts of studies out there to say that this product is safe, this ingredient is safe in this setting. With cannabinoid extracts, you don't have that. You don't have a vast sort of repository of validated safety evidence. It's in a food setting.
Yeah.
When this first came about, everybody was saying, well, we're making great progress in the clinical setting and proving that not only is it safe, but it's efficacious in a clinical setting. So why can't you take that clinical data and put it into a food setting? The fundamental misunderstanding there was that clinical safety is predicated on high dose, low frequency, how you take a medicine.
Yeah.
Food, there is next to no data out there about the cumulative exposure effects. So low dose, high frequency, you could be having drops in the morning, you could be having, CBD bar, you could be having a CBD drink throughout the course of the day. Do we know that's safe? On top of that, there's an advisory committee to the Food Standards Agency in the UK, which is responsible for regulating CBD products in the food setting. And their advisory committee, the Committee on Toxicity, COT, came out with a couple of reports last year, June last year, I think it was, and then January this year. The first report said, we need more evidence. We need more data to say that this is safe. The second report was a bit more damning for the industry, saying that there are significant concerns about liver damage and vulnerable groups, pregnant women, minors, things like that. But that was taken from the adverse clinical data from some of the licensed medicines out there. So, for example, Epidiolex.
Yeah, and those have additives, right? Epidiolex has more than just CBD in it. They have some sort of flavoring additive or something.
Epidiolex is suspended in alcohol. So whenever you talk about liver damage and you've got a product that's got alcohol in, you join the dots. Now, us as big believers of the product, us as big believers in the safety of it, on one hand, we can say we use it all the time. It's been around for ages and no one's done it. But you've got to understand from the regulator's point of view that if the only data that they've got to hand raises issues, safety concern issues, I think it's our job as an industry to allay those concerns and meet them head on and not just say it's inappropriate, which it might be. Personally, you can say, I think it is inappropriate to be using clinical data and drawing a link between that data and liver damage when there are obviously other constituent parts to the formulation. But I see it as an opportunity for the industry to, for the first time in a global setting, prove that this is safe.
Yeah.
This is commercially a huge opportunity, and this will be around for generations to come. The work that we do today will be looked upon in 100 years to say this is where it all started. So,
well, what about Israel? Haven't they been doing research since the 60s on cannabinoids? Like, why can't that research be used?
Is it in a food setting? That's all.
Yeah. See, there you go. Sorry, I missed that point.